Been a while since I've done a video on Chainlink, and yesterday they launched payment abstraction, which we'll go over a little bit more in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is EQ. I've helped over 1,500 people learn how to trade. And stick to the end of the video, I'll give you some price predictions on where I think we can go in one Fibonacci move, as well as some realistic expectations for Chainlink going into a parabolic supercycle. If you're unfamiliar with Chainlink, they're basically the #1 utility and most used utility in the crypto space. Now, the first thing that Chainlink did in the crypto space was allow for blockchains to communicate with the internet, and that was through nodes and oracles. Since layer ones and blockchains and ecosystems as they are not built to communicate with each other or the internet, they are all standalone. Unless they're built as an L1, L2, L3, then they can communicate within each other. But as individualized L1s, they don't communicate naturally. Until Chainlink released CCIP, which is cross-chain interoperability protocol, which now allows these projects to communicate with each other and makes the whole process a lot easier if you wanted to move an altcoin from AVAX, for example, to an altcoin on Solana. And now they just released the third component, which is going to be this payment abstraction. And the easiest way that I can explain this is that Chainlink is going to be the bottom layer of all the ecosystems that they're partners with. So all the transactions and gas fees can go through Chainlink, and they can also be paid through stablecoins, like USDC, for example, which would be super clutch. And as you can imagine, that opens a lot of doors, especially from an enterprise and global solution. Even from an institutional perspective, they've been all through the DC blockchain summits, and they are very, very tied into what can be happening in the US. So all of those overall macros are extremely bullish, and it's just opening more doors for Chainlink to become more of a retail-oriented utility project, because before it was really just focused on institutional and enterprise grade or just business-to-business grade utility. Now they're starting to open the door to the retail side, which can really cause price to go parabolic. Which, if you're looking at Chainlink, you're sitting at number 14 on CoinGecko, sitting at $14. Just crossed over $9 billion market cap, so it is relatively low. You have a total and max supply of 1 billion, which means it's finite, it's deflationary, and just shy of 64% of the total supply is in circulation. So the dilution rate is relatively low. Now, when we're talking about ecosystems and partners that they work with, they're working with some of the biggest at the moment. And as you can imagine, they're looking to become an omni-chain solution so that any project or ecosystem or blockchain in the crypto space will be able to partner and use Chainlink if they wanted to. And when we're looking at the daily chart on Chainlink, going from the impulse move from November of 2024, which would be the range low, to the range high, which was created on December 14th of 2024, we are starting to pull down, and we are just sitting within the epic golden pocket, which is a really, really strong zone if we can start to find a support, which also has a very high probability because right now we are in a bullish crossover based on the epic crossover strategy. Which, by the way, if you want to get access to my trades and you want to learn my trading strategy, I'll tag the link in the video, and the link will also be in the description. That'll give you 3 days for free and 50% off the first month if you wanted to try out our all access mentorship program. And at the moment, Chainlink is one of the most bullish charts in terms of overall volume flow. Most charts, especially considering what's been going on in the last few months, have started to pull down under the zero VFI. This has still maintained a bullish sentiment. Even though it's outflowing, it's relatively bullish because we're holding over the zero mean VFI. You're also pretty damn oversold. If you're looking from the MACD's perspective, you can see that momentum is inflowing and starting to go to the top side. Same with the CCI. You have plenty of room from where we're currently sitting to go and become overbought, because we are in no means overbought or oversold, but there's definitely more room to the top side than the bottom side. Now, does that mean that in the next few days we might not sweep down and test this liquidity? No, it could definitely happen. It would be a good thing to see long term if we do confirm this liquidity sweep and confirm this double bottom so that we can play this to the top side. Because once we can break this range high at about $30, the next critical resistance we're going to be looking for is right at about $50. That's going to be the all-time high from 2021. Give or take, yeah, it's going to be about $52 in that general range. And also, based on the Fibonacci retracement, because we've dropped down into the epic golden pocket and the 7860 Fibonacci level, this has a very high probability of getting to take profit 3 in one Fibonacci move, which could take us up to that $50 range. And now that's not the all-time high for the altcoin season in a parabolic bull run. That's just from one Fibonacci impulse move. I do personally believe that Chainlink would have the ability to do a 5 to 10x in this bull run, especially considering all of the macro news that's going into Chainlink before we've actually gotten into a parabolic altcoin season. But I would also be expecting a lot of selling pressure around this $50 range, especially if this was the TP3 and it would be fulfilling the Fibonacci extension from the retracement, and it would be a major selling point from an all-time high. And there'd be a lot of people that have been waiting from 2021, for example, maybe even earlier than that, that were regretting not taking profits at $50. So this time around, you can expect that some of those people will shave some of those profits, We saw something similar with XRP when it got to around $3.30, pushed that all-time high. Once that happened, things started to really push down from that point. But all in all, I am extremely bullish on Chainlink, and mind you, none of this is financial advice. I'm not paid by the Chainlink team in any way, and I am currently invested into Chainlink at the making of this video. But I will leave you all with that. I appreciate you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section. If you found anything useful in the video, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And then if you want to come trade with me in the EPIQ Trading Floor, go check out those links as well. And that gives you access to everything, including the academy, the community, the buy and sell signals, all that fun stuff. So I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you tune in the world, and I will see you in the next video.